Day 4.
Right? Because we did the first day with you in the mindset. We did the second day with Paul and breaking the script to be the cure for bullshit and boring, right? And then we've got yesterday, which was the structure of things, the mastermind group, right? And then today we've got what should be with Phyllis later at 9 for the Q&A. We're going to actually go through and do her funnel. Now, one of the big things about getting everything done and taken care of is the abject frustration that you will find as a coach, as a mentor, and going through all of the different kinds of, we'll say, limitations that are both personal limitations and also engagement limitations, right? And the reasons why behind. Now, getting somebody motivated is one of the hardest things that you can possibly do as a developer of anything, right? Getting people to act is like herding cats, right? What do I mean by that? I mean that as you go through and you develop these kinds of processes, programs, coaching services, whatever, that it takes time. It takes effort. Morning, Phyllis. Thanks for joining us. So
it's cold here. I just want to let you know that's why I'm all bundled up.
Get out the big blankets,
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I'm not as, I'm not in paradise, San Diego paradise. So,
I mean, to be fair, it is a little chilly outside, but yeah, paradise. It is quite lovely when it's not 1,000 degrees outside and the air conditioning is broken.
Exactly.
Yay for air conditioner. They finally fixed it, by the way.
Oh, I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, it's great. So it's not like 90 degrees in my apartment anymore. So I'll trade for a little bit more cool. But we've got these things. It's like, Phyllis, you know how it is when you're trying to do all this shit. It is like herding cats, is it not?
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And you feel overwhelmed and I think the hardest thing is to create some kind of to map out your plan. Some people are better at this than others, right? To map out your plan and have some kind of organizational structure. I don't mean to your organization, I mean for yourself. So, and it's not always easy, but to say, okay, let's say, from now until noon, I'm going to do such and such, and from noon to 3, such and such, because otherwise, if you don't focus that way, then you just say, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do the other thing, and it can be very overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. And so you have the notorious knack for getting all befuddled by technology. There's as Bob says
that was so endearing.
Befuddled by the technology. Oh, yeah. It's true though. Like, the technology is stupid. I'm looking forward to seeing what ClickFunnels 2.0 will be. Have you gotten those emails yet?
No, I haven't. But
next
hopefully
week
they'll do.
ClickFunnels.
Right, they'll do something to improve it because it needs a lot of improvement.
So there's just something about it, man. Like those funnels, it's like I love them, but I hate them.
Well, I haven't gotten to the love them stage. Good for you. They are getting a little. I won't say easier, but yeah, it takes you spent a long time learning that platform, and it's not as easy as it seems. I've watched, what is it, 30 days to a funnel, whatever it was. I did that program. I've done several of his programs. It's not so easy. Okay, click here, click this, drag it. It doesn't go like that at all.
No, it never does. No. It took the 6 months that I spent learning that software 2 years ago for me to be able to crank out a funnel in 2 hours now.
Right. It's just incredible. It's not easy at all.
It isn't. And the thing is, when we're doing these kinds of things, right, you have to know why we're building a funnel. What's it going to serve? And it's not just about, oh, you got to give away the free thing, or, oh, you have to get the video filmed, or, oh, you have to do that. You have to structure it ever so gently so that it goes through the emotional state or the logical state or the rational state, and then the spontaneity, like, oh my God, we're doing the thing, right? To get at the traction. But at the same time, it's like, to make the page interesting, you have to think about it one way. And then what you're going to do with it in the marketplace, you already have to have in place, so that it just is a matter of course that you're just sending it down the pipeline.
Correct.
Like, it has to have a pipeline of its own and a purpose before you justify spending the 6 or the 12 or the 2 or the 3 hours on redesigning or designing the damn thing in the first place. So you want to get your screen shared, Phyllis, and we can get yours taken care of and knocked out, and we'll get that as the first order of business for the day. So you actually get something done in this challenge.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I can't, I never would have expected this. Okay, let me do this. Let me close this window here. And
I do this shit in live time. And this is the sort
oh
of.
wait, where are you? Wait, what did I do to you? Oh, there you are. Okay, let me just close some of these things so they don't open while we're doing this. So I did, here's the other thing about all of these platforms that I find, okay? And you could tell me if you find them also, that it doesn't tell you, it doesn't really, it doesn't tell you where to go to, it doesn't tell you where to go to find certain things. So for instance, okay, so, oh, here I found the place to get the domain name.
Okay.
But here's the thing, it took me time to find that place.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you and I did it a while ago. I didn't write down the steps. You did it because you have a facility with it, so it goes much quicker, right? And so I had to hunt around to find this. And now I find this with a lot of these platforms. They say they're easy to follow, but they're not. You can't, it doesn't tell you where to go if you want to do such and such a thing. You kind of have to hunt and peck and find it. And then sometimes it's not just straightforward even when you go there. So go ahead.
One of the things that I would do for you in the interim of learning how to do this stuff, like what I've done in the past, is I'm all about training your subconscious, right? This is why I like to write stuff down, is because it gets into your subconscious so you can think about it in the back burner. And if you go through and to go and understand that you need to go into account settings with a little arrow down and search for domain purchases, right? Like you can do that,
right?
Account settings, but you write it out on a piece of paper, and then you keep that piece of paper in a file that's a physical copy, so you can look at it on your desk while you're doing this.
I think that's a great idea.
That's the
so now
got me to learn this system.
So now here's something. I had texted you earlier today because what I'm doing, just if anybody's listening, you know, when they listen to this, is I had a funnel that went from a free book offer to a course. But that's not really converting. And because I did that on an advice of a marketing person, and maybe it was the messaging who says no, but nevertheless, the idea that I came up with is let me separate the funnel from the free book offer and just have the funnel for the caregiving course. Okay. And so that's what I was working on yesterday. Now I'll tell you this morning when I went, you'll see what I found when I go there, because I was able to duplicate the funnel.
Good.
So I had sent you, because now I'm at the point where I need a domain to go with that funnel, right? So I sent you a few names. You liked newcaregiver.com.
Yeah, something that's easy for people to understand about the time and the place in life, like time to thrive is what they call the Tony and Dean challenges.
Right.
Like
right.
It's
Then you didn't like, I liked Family Caregiving Basics because it had the word family in there. But either one.
Oh, I mean, can you do, is familycaregiving.com taken? It might be.
Family Caregiving. Well, the only reason I wanted it to basics or family caregiving info is because there are family caregivers who've been doing this for a while, and this course is really an intro
Okay,
or basics.
but is it gonna grow after that?
Well, that's a good question. It likely will, but I wouldn't want somebody to get this course and say I'm way beyond it. Or maybe family caregiving intro or something.
But see, your domain is like your house.
Right.
It's a promise of what you're going to be doing. It's going to be like the thing that they do for all of this.
So then maybe new caregiver, you like that one. So then I'd probably have to have one after that, because if you're doing it for a while, you're no longer a new caregiver.
Right. I mean, this is why you have new, intermediate, and advanced.
Right. So I'd have to have,
I mean, you're gonna be you'd put out $60 and you'd plan on keeping the 40 the two that you spent. But if you build it in stages, you can architect a better roadmap for your people.
okay, so either new caregiver and then you'd have intermediate or advanced, whatever, or family caregiving intro, then family caregiving intermediate, and family caregiving advanced, or family caregiving basics, because the course is called Caregiver's Guide to Caregiving the Basics.
Right. So you could do basics for this one, but then while you still have the opportunity and while it's still fresh and available, if you could do family caregiving intermediate and advanced simultaneously, like if you can drop the $60 on it.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me just get this one. I could go back and do that so that we can do all of this.
Right. But these are just considerations so that, people that are seeing this or that are in the family caregiving thing and they want to get, they like the intro stuff, or they can handle the intermediate stuff better, or, and that they snipe that website.
Right. Okay, so I'm just good. So what do I do here? I just hit $20, right? I hit that. Okay, so it should take me to the page where I buy it. Oh, great. Pay 20, perfect. Okay, success, beautiful.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go back to my funnels.
Right.
And now yesterday, what I did, which shame on me, shame on me.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning.
Yes. Okay. So I mistakenly, okay. So I had mistakenly, when I copied the funnel, got rid of this page, and then I changed the wording on the thank you and checkout page, because that's the page for the course.
Okay.
And then why is it not loading here? What happened? Oh, here we go. So this is the one for the course. And then of course there's a thank you page, right?
Right.
So I don't know why this happened, but when I went back today, this morning, the free book offer page came up, and it wasn't there yesterday because I had eliminated that from the funnel step. So maybe we could figure that out. But
are you sure you were in the right section?
yes, well, no, I'm not sure. So let's go back. Okay, I'll go back to the funnel so you could see what I have here. So we have funnels. Oops, come on. And I'm finding everything is a little slow this morning. Actually, it's faster than it was a little while ago, but the weather here is pretty bad.
So your Caregiver's Guide to the Caregiving, the basics, that's going to be the one that has the book there.
Correct.
The next one, why does your why do you not have a 3-page step like you do for the launch funnel?
Okay,
You
because,
did everything, right?
okay, what happened was I mistakenly deleted that first page because it was a free book offer page instead of rewording that page.
Okay, so let's get everything duplicated properly. So duplicate the original funnel.
Okay, I'm going to duplicate that right here. Let me move you out of the way here.
No, just hit the duplicate button.
Yep, yep.
Just duplicate button. There you go. All right, there we go. All right. Now, view funnel.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for it to load.
Right. So yeah, when this thing is done loading, go back to the all funnels.
Right. Okay, so here,
Those all funnels over there on the left.
oh, all funnels. Sorry. Let me go back. I'm sorry.
You're that, yeah.
All funnels. Okay.
It was the same page, but get rid
Okay,
of that
so-
one that has 2 pages. Just delete it.
You want me to? Yep. Delete.
Archive.
Yeah. Okay.
That takes.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you sure? Yes. Beautiful.
Boom,
Done.
gone. All right. One headache gone. All right. So we're gonna launch this thing.
We are.
You're gonna hit the button on the caregiver. Yep, there you go.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna rename it so that way you don't get confused.
Aha. So
Good
this is
thanks.
interesting. I went to rename it earlier, and this is what happened. It renamed the original one.
Go to settings. Change
Okay.
it there.
So now I'm going to rename this. Why don't I rename it what the domain is? What was it? New caregiver? No. Caregiver intro course. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Add or edit domain.
Oh, yes. What was the domain I had? Family caregiving. No, what did I call it?
That's the one.
I called it Family Caregiving Basics.
That's what you called it.
I don't even remember, to be honest. Okay.
Right stuff.
I thought I said New Caregiver Basics.
No. You didn't.
I thought I did. So I thought I said new caregiver. Doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. All right, now.
So scroll down to the very bottom. Scroll down to the very bottom. Save and update.
Okay.
Okay. This is really, really important. If you don't hit that big green button, it reverts back to everything.
Okay.
So now go to the free book page. Okay. We're going to edit the page instead of delete the page.
Correct. I got that from yesterday.
Yes.
Shame on me.
There you go. Say what is it Bob says about meetings? There's smart time and there's stupid time. He goes to these meetings and it's like, all right, smart time. We're doing this. All right. So we got to change out the image because we're not doing
Correct.
it's going to be a course. So do you have pictures that are
I do. So we can
don't delete.
No. I'm going to go to settings here.
There you go.
And I'm going to go to image.
Yep.
And I have an image of the course right here.
Excellent.
Add image.
And then you could close.
Didn't add it.
Did you double click?
Okay, but I did, but let me maybe I did something wrong. We never know. Add image. Why is it
There you go, try clicking once.
See, this is the joys of entrepreneurship.
Correct. This is the joys of ClickFunnels, please. Okay, okay, go ahead, smarty pants.
It's just, let's just see what happens.
It's gonna work. Give me a break. Give me a break. I did the same thing. I know you don't think I did it, but I did.
No, I know. It's sometimes the apple and the thing doesn't do. You know this, like.
Right. I know. It's just infuriating.
Now, when you're doing this kind of alphabet soup after somebody who they are, right? You're trying to explain why these people are important, right? Is it necessary for people to know who, what, why, all that list up at the top? Is that unnecessary words?
This was that went along with the book, right? This
Right.
was a testimonial. So
Right.
we can put something else in here.
So what are some of the hot points about this? What are they going to learn?
Well, that was on the next page.
This is a headline to get them to think about what they're going to learn for the next page. You're going to need a headline for each page.
Right. So here's what, gee, I wish I could show you the next page because it said, I thought what it said on the next page was really great. I thought it was great. That doesn't mean it is great. It said save time, save money. Is there a way for us to look at that?
Hit save, and then you have to go back to the one that you archived.
Okay, so I'll hit save. Then I'll go back.
Yeah, hit the exit button. There you go.
Well, I don't have to look at the one I archived. I could look at just the next page. Look, I'll show you.
Okay.
The next page, I think maybe what I wrote, what's written up on top here, more than information, time saving, money saving, headache saving.
Okay, so you go into edit page and you can copy and paste all that.
Right.
And then you move it, and then you exit and go back to the funnel one.
Oh, this was the original one. Okay.
So double click on that.
Copy. Okay, exit.
Yep.
Okay, and now I'm going to go to, I have to exit, go back to the other funnel, right?
No, hit free book. Don't hit the back button, just click free book.
Oh, free book. Okay, free book. Okay. And then edit page. And now we're going to take out the top and put this instead.
Theoretically.
Yes, I'm just going to see if it'll work this way. And then hit paste. No. It didn't copy for some. More than information. I'm just writing it. More than information, time saving, money saving. I forgot what else it said. Headache saving. We'll just put that there for now. Okay. And we have to make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go here and we're going to, where's my thing here?
Want settings. It's over on the right side.
Yeah. Here we go, settings. And we're going to just make it bigger. And I'm going to go here. Okay.
All right. So.
See, to me, I understand what you're saying, but to me, copying all this over from the next page when that page is really the page.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there a way just to eliminate this page and start it on that page?
You can. Now, the question I have for you is, do you want them to take any action before they look at your course? Do you want them to get into your Facebook group? Do you want them to, because you can have them direct to your Facebook group as soon as they join your course, or they can get an email invite as far as like, sign up for your podcast, sign up for your newsletters, sign up for staying in touch. Like, you could get them to listen to your podcast, sign up, and I'll email you the link to my podcast.
Okay, we could do, that sounds great.
Because that way it gets you in their head.
And not only that, it gets them to take an action.
Right.
Okay, sign up. So sign up for the course?
No, sign up for your podcast.
Oh, sign up to receive information on my latest podcast.
That's too many words. Sign up. For the
Okay,
podcast.
how about this? How about sign up to receive my blog?
There you go. There you go. One of the things that Bob was saying when I was following up with him is that you get into a little bit ahead of yourself. You tell the stories about all the stuff, but you don't actually give the exercise as quickly as you should.
Okay,
So we've got to get you doing more exercises, more content-driven stuff instead of the stories that surround this stuff.
okay,
When you're making this copy, try to be as clear about the content that you're going to be delivering.
okay. So here, what did you think of my, since I have, I'm going to be doing, at least for the time being, I'm going to be doing a video on Monday, Mindful Monday. Tuesday is Tuesday tips or tidbits, whatever, that are more related to caregiving. Wednesday, or the course. Wednesday is going to be Wellness Wednesday. And then I thought I'd do the blog on Thursday, which is Thoughtful Thursday. And then my podcast goes out on Friday.
Good. When you're doing the blog, are you going to be touching on the information that you talk about on Monday and Tuesday?
Not necessarily. It's more related to, or maybe I should call it receive your weekly blog, which is called the Seniorscape, by the way.
Okay, well, why not
Yeah.
just call it that?
Receive your weekly, receive
Senior
the weekly blog, the Seniorscape.
Right, and this gives them a non-committal action that they can take first. It just gets you in their ear.
However, so this is my question
Yeah.
to you, which is, if they do that, and they take that action,
Mhm.
then they may just do that and not get the course.
Yeah, but if they do that and not get the course, at least you still have them.
True. Okay.
And then sign up for the course instead of get your book here.
Right.
Because you want them in your ecosystem.
Sign up for the course. How about that?
Right. And then because your podcast talks about it, your video, you got to go heavy on the content with relationship to some of this stuff, but without it being, oh my God, I have to tell them everything. Oh my God, I'm giving the thing away. We got to get that mindset a little bit shifted so that way when you're talking about it like you did the other day, or like with the video this morning, right? With your Tuesday tidbits.
Right.
You can put snippets of those tidbits into your funnel here so they could see some of the stuff that you talk about.
Of course, I'd have to know how to do that. But okay, that's another step down the road. Okay.
And so underneath where it says Caregiver's Guide to a Basics, right? You can go to add element. So go to your elements up at the top and you can drop a video element under there. See where it says elements, Phyllis, up on the top?
Yep, add element.
There you go.
Okay. And then, okay, I'd have to drop the video. Okay, so I'll figure out because now I'm having problems until the, so which, oh, I could drop any video that I've done, right?
Right.
So let's say how I'd find this video now. Let's say if I went to the one from, I'd have to upload it, right?
You don't have to upload it. You can just copy the YouTube links I've sent you.
Oh, okay, then I will do that right now. Can I do that right now? Let's see, 1 second. I might be able to do this watch this. Not watch this, you know what I mean. Let's say yesterday was Monday, so I would need one from last Tuesday. Right?
Or this Tuesday or today's.
Oh, today's, but it's not downloaded yet. I mean, I sent it to you early today.
Yeah, it was uploading at the start of the meeting. I'm still waiting on the, oh, it's done. Okay, cool. So here is the link. I haven't finished updating everything yet. As far as the graphics guy absolutely hates everything to do with Canva.
I know. So I text that to Nellie. I don't know if she has Adobe. I'm waiting for her to answer me.
Okay.
So that we can just see if we can transfer that stuff over.
Okay. I copied you in your messenger, your Tuesday tidbits for today.
Yep. Okay, so now
I can drop your video box first, so that way this will make everything streamlined.
so I'm gonna forward this message. Oh no, I can't do it in here. I have to.
You have to drop a video box so we have content to put this thing in when you
Okay, video. Okay, wait.
you were
Wait. What am I doing? Okay, video.
drag it and drop it underneath your caregiver.
Oh, right. That was it. Okay.
Wait for that orange line to show up and then drop it.
Yep.
There. Good.
Okay.
Now
Now
this.
I'm going to, oh, I know what I'm trying to do here.
You're gonna go to settings for the video box. That's the
Right, but I'm trying to send this so that I could because otherwise I'd have to go to Messenger. So what I'm just going to do, I'm doing this 1 second so that I will be able to capture the YouTube link. Okay, so now go to the settings box, right? And I have to
change that.
Custom embed, right?
Get rid of that. Change that to YouTube.
Right, YouTube. And then I need the YouTube URL. Now I will tell you how I'm going to get it. I sent it to myself. I messaged it to myself. So all I have to do is open my messages. If it will open, it's right there. Now I'll copy it. And now I'll put the YouTube URL in here. And then you hit.
You're done. So just go
That's
back
it,
to
right?
your page and hit save up at the top.
Right. And if we go to preview, we should see it.
Correct.
I remembered that.
Yeah.
No. Something's wrong. Something's very crazy here.
What on earth?
Exactly. I'm going to go back.
Hit save on the page real quick.
Don't you just love ClickFunnels? Not.
So what would you say to Russell if he catches this video?
I would say that it's continually frustrating.
CF has earned its logo.
Continually
All right, now let's try the preview.
frustrating.
Now that we've given
And that it's a lot of times it gets wonky. It's not straightforward. It's not as simple as it seems. And that it's much more cumbersome. Now, who am I to tell him? The guy has a company worth 9 figures and he's doing great and people love it. And I think part of that is just marketing because I've spoken to many people at many different events who won't even go near ClickFunnels. I mean, he doesn't need them because he's doing great, but every business wants to have more customers and satisfied customers.
Yeah.
So how can it be that, and I go to marketing events and they don't want anything to do with ClickFunnels, some of them. So there must be something besides me that people are finding difficulty with.
Well, I mean, it's cumbersome. I mean, like this has taken 40 minutes just to do a
Right.
video and a thing. So good
Right.
for you, now that it's had a chance to update and every upload and all
Let's
that.
cross our fingers and hope for the best.
That's all we can do.
Okay, well, it's still not right.
No, it isn't. Weird. See, this is the joy of even micro wins on trying to get entrepreneurial things taken care of.
Right.
Find out more and see everything is
This would be sign up for the course.
right. And then your course page can just stay the same. And so one of the things that I would say, if this works now, so help me, try preview, just see if that did it. So there's something interesting about the coding on this. It's like your graphics card isn't responsive to it. I don't know.
So, okay, let's go to the next page, just for this, will have to get fixed. So, and all of this stuff that I can change.
Right.
Obviously, my bio is the same. Obviously, I would change maybe some of the testimonials that talk more about the course or information that I give to people.
Right. What you could do, because you don't want to do you still want to give away a free book, or do you still want to give
No,
any of that stuff away? So then just make sure that when you're on that page, you change that copy also.
so now this is so then I shouldn't have the same information here. See, this has to go because this had to do with the book.
Right.
So we're just going to eliminate this for now.
You can just hit the trash can.
Okay. Now I have this on the other. I have this on the other page. There
Right.
was a video here. I forgot what it was.
That was introducing that was your introduction into the course itself.
Oh, right.
So the other one has invited them to come to the blog. So you want to thank them for the blog up at like joining the blog up at the top. And
Oh, okay.
this entire page can stay the same.
So
Instead of saying congratulations for getting the course, you can say congratulations on joining the blog. Now here's an opportunity to join the course.
okay.
Cool. Boom, done.
Now, should I leave this since this is also on the other page?
Yeah, why not? It keeps consistency.
Okay. So this can all stay the same.
It absolutely can. Just get rid of that March stuff, or the stuff that was month specific, because I know we had something
Right.
throughout
Here, just say special offer. VIP special offer.
Yeah.
Right?
No. It's the text box. It's the OTO text, not the headline.
Oh. No, this was right.
No, because you
Throughout the summer, I see. Once a week, I'll just say once a week. Once weekly. Oh, oh, wait a minute. How do I, for 2 months?
I mean, you can. It's up to you. It's what does your fulfillment time look like? It's like for our academy, we run the community stuff where we do the follow-ups once a week publicly.
Do I do it forever?
I mean, you can. It's constant reinforcement so that they're lifetime clients. You're helping them throughout the life of their event.
Okay, so why don't I go back and say free when you sign up now, and just say, well, then how would it have a value?
This is where it becomes priceless. Is because
Oh,
they
right.
get lifetime interaction with the guru.
Right, so then I just take out the value.
Yep.
Okay,
Because it's the people want access. People pay for access,
right,
right? And so you're you're now in their ear with the free blog that you're doing because you've established that you're doing these videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a blog on Thursday, and a podcast on Friday, and then you've got your weekend off. But this way
Right.
you have a nice little journey that the people can follow you on throughout the week.
right. Let's see if we go back to that first page, what happened?
Save. Hit save before you hit exit.
Yeah, I had done that, but I told us to do it again, you're right. Especially in ClickFunnels.
Yeah. You have a submit form on this page that doesn't have a thing. There was an error, so we should fix that.
Oh, I'll go back to it then.
What button does not have a submit page?
I had that before, remember? It went on and on and on and on. It kept telling me
Scroll up.
that.
Scroll up. Stop. Set that box where it's red.
Oh, right.
Settings.
Settings. Input
Required.
type,
Email.
full name.
Email.
Oh, that's email address, right, okay. Done,
Good. And then save.
okay. Perfect.
You need to finish that. It didn't save or take your
Didn't
changes to that OTO box.
Yep, I see that. So we had
The OTO headline.
first I have VIP special offer,
Oh.
and then free Q&A once weekly, take out throughout the summer.
So,
Okay,
okay, great.
now I did hit save before. I'll hit it again.
Let's try it again. Okay, now go to preview just in case.
Yes, let's cross our fingers.
See, something's wrong with the way that this thing is showing up on your computer screen.
Yep,
Oh, I bet you I know why. Okay, so go back to click out of this page real quick. Go down to there at the bottom when it says preview.
oh, look, see, look what happened. It didn't save this again. This has happened to me in the past.
Not set. So input type should be email address.
Yes, we did this already, and I hit save. And this has happened to me many, many, many times. Okay, so where shall I go?
It should be the whole page. Let's see, pop-up settings, preview. It should be. The question is, why is it not hit, now that I'm not screwing around on your computer anymore, just hit save one more time and let's see about. Okay. Now trip review.
Now go back.
Yeah, let's see what happens when we exit out of this, because I wonder if it's a cookies thing.
And we have to change this. See, it didn't change the name of that book, that page, by the way. It still calls free book.
Well, you have to change that in a different section. That's it. That's it, where it says publishing, not settings.
Oh, yes, I did that before. And that's when I told you it changed everything, even on the other one. I had done that.
Let's wait for it to load real quick.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, but okay, now if I hit preview, well, let's see though. We have to hit preview.
Right?
That's where we didn't see it.
You hit preview? Okay.
Same crap. Something's wrong.
Something is wrong because it's there.
Save. Here's one of the other frustrating parts for me.
Yeah.
Is that I think it's terrible that they don't have live support. I'm sorry. I don't care. He has a company worth upwards of $150 million and he can't have live support. I just signed up for something. I shouldn't have done it anyway, so I was going to cancel it. It's a phenomenal program. I get the newsletter and there's no live support, only in special circumstances. And this guy also has a company upwards of 9 figures. Really, you can't offer live support? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do that if you truly believe in customer satisfaction. To me, that screams volumes. How come GoDaddy can have live customer support? How come Apple can have live customer support? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Even Aweber, I think it's Aweber or Thinkific. One of them has live customer support. So if they can, why can't you? You're bigger than they are probably.
Yeah, this is, I don't know enough about this platform and the software. Like, it should be click and copy, right? It should be. And see, what you can do here is in that line that it headlines that you can get a free book. You scroll down a little bit. You could down there, provide name and email and get a free copy. You could see, you could change that headline and say, check out some of the publications that made it on the bestseller list.
Oh, okay.
And then you could talk about some of those books.
On Amazon.
Right. And so this way you've got a call to action, right? It doesn't take them off the page and it gives them something to think about. Now you've got books. Now you've got the things. I would move that headline though. I would put that right above. Yeah, if you drag that and put that right above the Dignity and Respect book. Because you're telling them to go check out on Amazon after they've already signed up for the thing.
Right. So let's see. I know I can move this. I can move it up. Wait, don't up. No. If I just hit the arrow up, it will go where it wants, right?
Try it. There you go. It moved it into the bottom of that frame.
Right. We want to move it up even further.
Yeah, just do it one
So
more
I'm going to do it again. Oh, there we go.
Go. Yay.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, wouldn't it be, okay, what about this? What about, and I do have a slide. Where is that slide? It's on, I'll show it to you. It's on PowerPoint. And And I have a slide with all of the books. So maybe I can take that slide and put it in there.
Yes. And just remember when you're doing the slides, we got to export it as a PNG.
Right. So
Oh.
let's see if I can, if it opens. Come on, PowerPoint.
You know, it's what's fun is that most of the conversations that Mike and I have are all about getting your mindset right and getting your head and the energy flowing, right? And all the stuff that I talk about with you is how to fix the ClickFunnels shit. And to do that properly, you have to have your mind right. So it all has a nice
Correct.
tie back to it. So we don't get burned out on this bullshit, because this is unnecessary stress.
Correct. And this is where, when you say I get befuddled, this is where I get really annoyed, and it's frustrating, and I think when you talk about mindset, and I do talk about mindset in my stuff too, right, in health and wellness,
Yeah.
that it takes you off track of what you're doing because the frustration is so significant. It supplants the track that you're on from a mindset point of view. And it's just, I don't know why this is so. Wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yes, definitely. Meditation is good for that, though.
Do you know, I was watching a film the other day, and I think this is going to be my mindset Wednesday tip, mindful, next Monday's mindset, whatever. Well, actually, it could be wellness also. I saw a movie, was it Sunday evening, Saturday evenings at a friend's house. And it was the film about the 13 boys that were trapped in a cave in Thailand, the soccer team.
Oh, I saw that on Netflix.
Remember that? And
Yeah.
so I'm looking for the book slide. I hope it's here because I know I created it. Shoot. What was I going to say? Oh, and then when they reached the boys after, I think it was 12 days, 11 or 12 days, they asked how they survived. And they said that the coach had them do meditation.
Yes,
I'm
very
just saying, that's what it said.
That's what's up.
Now, I don't see where this one is, but I created a slide, I'm telling you, with.
Was it in the empathy course?
Do you remember when we were trying to do a Zoom background?
Ages ago.
Yes, and I created a, let's see if I look up more. I created a slide with all the books on it, but then we couldn't get it. Oh shoot, come on, Phyllis. Okay, no, I know I have a slide with all the books. Look at this, now I can't
Are
find it.
these individual book covers?
Book covers.
Ha,
Ta-da!
excellent. Okay, now we need to make sure that this becomes
There it is.
awesome.
So now
Go to
I
Hulk.
have to save it as a, I have to export it as a whatever.
PNG.
Yep. Export it as a PNG.
Yeah.
And
Save it to your, like, a downloads file or your
I have it on my graphics. I have it in my graphics. Oh yeah, I could have looked in that folder. Oh, I don't want to replace it. You know what? I'm going to put it someplace else. I'll save it on my, how about my courses information?
you could do that. Do you know how to find that file easily?
Yeah, it's on my desktop.
That becomes some of the problems too.
Each slide in your pressure has been saved as a separate file. Each slide in your has been, okay, fine.
Great.
Okay, so now I'm going to just minimize this in case we need to find it again.
Okay.
And so now I'm going to go to here. Wait, this is so freaking time consuming. Okay, go to settings.
Right.
Go to settings. I'm going to go to image. I'm gonna have to upload an image. Okay, and my image is going to be uploaded from, I put it in my courses. Desktop, come on. My courses, and it was book covers.
Yes. Select the one.
Oh, but it's, yeah,
There you go.
okay. Now,
Boom.
where is it?
It's over there on the left.
Yeah, there it is. So now I'm gonna hit that one, add image. Let's see if this were, aha! You thought I couldn't do anything.
I never said that, Phyllis.
I know that, I know that. Actually, I don't have, oh no, I do have them. WTF, think big. Oh, yeah, they're all there. Okay.
Done.
Cool.
Look at that. And we are right on time. It has been an hour.
Look at that. So then I'll have to write something else here.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to put in different
Something there, like,
testimonials.
that talks about one of the books. Like that's just some of the stuff that you have.
Oh, right.
Like, that's fine. You can leave that.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything else. Like, those are the books that you've written. If they want to go searching for it later, great. They have the opportunity. You don't
Right.
drop a link in there. You just hit save and it should be done.
Right. Now let's see if we go to preview what happens with this dang on page. And it could be something wonky, I have to tell you, Mercury retrograde ended on, oh, look,
Ha!
cool,
The whole thing.
cool,
Oh, fuck yeah. Hit the play button.
cool.
Hi. Last week, I talked about a bill that was signed by Connecticut Governor Lamont, creating a task force determining the need for reforms for agencies that provide home care companion services. The first meeting took place on September 30th, and the first public hearing will take place on November 4th. Anyone can provide information or testimony, either in person or virtually, at agetestimony@cga.ct.gov. That's age testimony at cga.ct.gov. It's important to know the difference between a home companion agency and a home health care agency. A home companion service provides non-medical basic supervision services to ensure the well-being and safety of a person in their home, such as assistance with personal hygiene, cooking, household cleaning, laundry, and other household chores. The caregiver is a non-skilled person not requiring any education, training, or certification. Connecticut regulations provide minimal general oversight and no oversight into the quality of care, which is obviously the problem. Background checks are mandated, though they do not require fingerprinting, drug screening, or medical exams. Home companion caregivers are limited to providing medication reminders and strictly prohibited from purchasing, dispensing, or handling prescription or over-the-counter medications. On the other hand, home health agencies provide services licensed and regulated by the Department of Health where the agency is located. They provide skilled and trained individuals and include nursing supervision. Caregivers may provide some medically related duties, but medications can only be dispensed by a registered nurse. Background checks for home health care agencies do include fingerprinting. So here are a few tips when looking for a home companion through an agency. There may be some slight differences depending on the state where you live, but here are some general guidelines. Review the agency's contract, which is also called the service plan or service agreement. This is a written document provided by the home companion agency to the person who will be using their service agency. According to the law, it must specify the anticipated scope, type, frequency, and duration of homemaker or companion services that are provided by the agency. Before making a decision, request a copy of the agency's contract. Verify that the contract meets the regulations for homemaker companion agencies, because if it does not, it is not a valid contract. Insist that the agency provide a clause in the contract requiring the caregiver to document all destinations when taking a loved one outside of their home, including time when they leave and time they return. And ask who is going to be responsible for providing the caregiver's food, and make sure the contract clearly documents this. Make sure the contract is fully signed within 7 days of the first service as required by law. Accepting services without a signed contract poses a great liability to you, as you may have no recourse, should there be any issues. So that's Tuesday's tips, and see you next Tuesday for more tips, and hope you have a good week.
Excellent.
I've never really watched one that I've done, and so that's not bad, right?
No, not at all. Are you reading off a script?
I partially.
Week I talked about a bill that was
so-
signed by Connecticut.
Can you tell?
Yeah, it looks like you're reading.
I wasn't 100%. I had some notes, but I just didn't want to make sure. I don't think I'm feel comfortable enough with the video yet to be able to do it just off the top of my head.
And that takes time. It's the stuff that you put into videos should be broken record conversations.
Right.
That way you know it so well, you don't have to look it up.
Right.
And that's the thing about the information. When we're doing something new, when we're learning a new skill, when we're learning how to do ClickFunnels, when we're learning how to go live, when we're learning how to do all this shit, right? It's a learning curve. And
Right.
so at the beginning, you have to read this stuff, and that's okay. It's just, it can be better over time. And as your podcast improves, as your video improves, you just come back every so often and update this. But now if we go back to the primary page, right?
Okay, so now we'll go back to the page.
Yep, so now we go back to the page, get out of this and go back to the ClickFunnels,
Right.
everything. Okay, now that it works, it's streaming online, what have you, right? Click that little box that's got the arrow out of it over the Family Caregiver's Guide to the Basics webpage bar that's in there.
Mhm.
Click that. Okay. This is the live site on the internet. It is uploaded. It is ready to go. Boom, it's already done.
Okay, so now here's the thing. Did we put the URL in here?
Yeah, it's up at the top.
No, but did we put connect this to the domain?
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, see
So
that
it's
arrow at the top?
familycaregivingbasics.com.
Is now
Okay.
live and uploaded in the first hour of your day.
Okay, so now here's the thing. If I want to go back and change, remember we wanted to change this to free book, from free book?
Go to
So,
publishing.
go to publishing. I did this earlier, but it changed the one in the second one, but maybe it won't now because it's all connected possibly. And I thought I changed it. So we're going to change this to family caregiver. Didn't I change this already? Family caregiving course?
You're just naming the individual web pages inside the funnel. The primary funnel.
Oh, okay.
This is just like, you should change the, instead of free book, instead of the caregiving shit, you should do opt-in for blog. Update funnel stuff. Boom. Done.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no. And then when you want to give that link out, so familycaregivingbasics.com, you can change that. What I would also.
Yes, because,
you're-
yeah, because we have to change it from free book.
Yeah, that go into the settings. See where it says free book?
Yeah,
You
the
log
path.
off.
Well, it already says blog opt-in,
That's
so,
the name inside of the funnel, but this is what shows up on the website.
oh, okay.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, okay, great.
But if you go to family caregiving guide or familycaregivingbasics.com, it'll just auto populate that page anyway. Because it's
Right, okay.
domain.
So now where do I hit save?
It's done. It's saved.
Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so now what I could do is now I could put this out there. I could
Yeah.
take this URL and I could, I'm just gonna copy the URL. Where is it? Why isn't it not coming up? Doesn't matter. I could do it this way.
But now it's live.
Now it's live. Great.
And all in an hour.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's better an hour like to go through and get all this stuff done because I'll send you the recording. And if you need to watch how you did it,
yeah, thank you.
you now have a copy of this is how we build a clone funnel. This is how we do it in an hour. This is how you don't have to, go through and like, oh my God, I have to delete this. And then I have to go delete this page. And
Right.
shit,
Right.
it was
Well,
3 hours
here's
last night.
Here I have no more excuses because you'll say, Phyllis, please just watch the video, don't excuse me.
Timestamp 8 minutes 23 seconds. And see,
Right.
this is where course videos come in to be necessary that a lot of people forget, is because now you have a video reference for something. Now there's
Right.
a reason to go back to the content before. So when we're making content for people to watch, there's a tie-in to why they need to go watch it. Why
Right.
the information becomes relevant. So it's not just you're a talking head for content. You're actually doing something that actually moves the needle, that actually saves you time.
Right.
And this is how you structure something. Like it seems arbitrary, like today's the funnel day, right?
Right.
It is, because that's the shit that came up last night, and
Right.
one of the things that I want to talk to you about still, like we have we're getting into the Q&A section now, right? It's like I demonstrated the business side. Now let's get you
Right.
the hockey part. You went to the UN yesterday.
It's so funny that you say that because I was going to say to you, I'd love to talk about my experience yesterday at the United Nations.
Yeah, like I'm done talking. Like I want to know about what happened yesterday. I want to know about your plans. And I want to get into some masterminding with you about what we can do for you next. So that way you get these wins faster. Because now that you
Right.
have this website, you just email it to your people.
Right. So this is so I would like to say to people who are on the entrepreneur journey, because you came up with a word. I think you should trademark it, entrepreneuring, which
Yes. Entrepreneuring.
I love it, which is you're on the journey, right? So what I find interesting, and I think you could probably tell this about me, Brian, that I mean, I may get frustrated, but I don't give up.
Yeah.
Even if I say I'm giving up, I don't really. It might last for a few hours, maybe at most, but I can't, so I don't, even though I may feel that way sometimes. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who ever feels that way. I can't imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Because all of this is frustrating. Like I say, I can't deal with ClickFunnels anymore. I'm done with this, right? But then I go and do something else. Okay. Well, I've had a few ideas that I really do believe they're very big vision ideas. Talk about a book called Think Big. They're very big vision ideas. I don't come from this space, but I see it as being important to my mission and my purpose, which is to really inspire and bring to a much more national level a conversation about how we care for and value older people. And so I have this, I'm raising money for a film because I have a screenplay writer willing to write a screenplay based on 2 books that I have the rights for. They're novels and they are stories about elder wisdom and wise leadership. And the sequel to the original book is a very compelling, very modern story. I really think that is the film. The name, Tribes of Eden, the story, how he writes it. You would think he was talking about COVID. It had nothing to do with COVID. He wrote it years ago. But anyway, nevertheless, and it has a young girl who's the female heroine, and I think that could be appealing as well. Anyway, nevertheless, I've been talking about it for a long time. And along with that and this conversation on a national level, I also, because I have this podcast, Senior Straight Talk, I came up with this idea for a television show. And I even went last year, April, I think it was, to the media center of NBC, not a satellite, the media center of NBC, which is about 10 minutes from me up the road. And that's where they film, what's his name? Maury Povich, or all those kind of programs. They probably said, please get them out of Rockefeller Center, send them someplace else. So that is a true television studio. I went there, I pitched it. The person there put me in touch with somebody at NBC. I've spoken to many people, TV moguls, you name it. And one TV mogul who I met through these events, I go through these secret knock events, said to me, if you could get AARP on board, I would consider it. And I have been told by many people through the years that I've asked to connect me with someone at AARP. You cannot meet anybody at AARP. Now, it's not like I just asked anybody, like I'm asking you, Brian, for instance, not that you're anybody, but you're not in that space. But I know people, I'm friends with them, who I know one person who's an AARP fellow. I have a friend, he coined the term longevity economy for AARP. I have a friend who is a chairperson of an institute, and he moderates panels with the CEO of AARP. And I know the Connecticut State Director of AARP. I've interviewed her on my podcast. I interviewed her on a television show. She wrote about my book, Dignity and Respect, and sent it to them. She also told me, you can't really reach anybody at AARP. I can't even get an answer from them. And she's a Connecticut State Director.
Wow.
So I just said, well, so now I'm connected with this other woman who's an actress and a model, and I'm in her mastermind. And I told her about some of my ideas, and she said, you should write an article for AARP. And I told her what people have told me. And she said, I don't believe that. I believe there's always a way. Now, I did connect several months ago with the president of the AARP Foundation, and I'm still in touch with them, trying to get her on my podcast. Of course, she's very busy. Okay. So now I was invited. Somebody sent me an email, somebody I met arbitrarily at an event last December. And this guy keeps in touch with me, and he sends me all information about aging and happenings in New York, and sent me this information about the United Nations Open-Ended Working Group on Aging live conference. It was the International Conference of Older Persons. Now, my podcast has a collaborative partner called the, not the Pioneer Network, why can't I think of it right now? I'll think of the Pass It On Network, who is a member of the Open-Ended Working Group on Aging. So even though the conference was virtual, it was also for the first time in years in person. So I decided to go. Well, lo and behold, the person I chose to sit next to was a former chair of the Open-Ended Working Group on Aging. Like, go figure. Of all the chairs, I asked to sit down between these two people, and that's who he was. He introduced me to a gentleman 2 seats from him who was also a former chair. Okay. And the keynote speaker was the board chair from AARP. You cannot make that up. And I spoke with her afterwards, told her everything I was doing. Of course, all the people that I know who told me you can never meet anybody at AARP, and I mentioned their names, of course, she personally knows all of them. And she took my information and said she will look me up, see everything that I'm doing, even though I tried to give her as an encapsulated description as I could, although it was a little longer than she would have liked. I could see she wanted to go. And she said she'd do some digging and find a person that would be the right person for me to talk with. So now I did tell her that there's a TV mogul. I cannot tell her, I will not say his name right now because I don't want them to go contact him, right? I've learned my lesson that way. That there's a TV mogul who told me that this show definitely has legs, credibility. There's nothing like it. Nobody is doing anything like it. It has an important place, but unless I could get some support from AARP, he won't pursue it. Well, that would be something they'd be interested in because It's all about getting that word out there. So my word about that is, and I started out by saying, yes, sometimes I get frustrated and I say I'm giving up and it's not happening. You know, we all want it to happen when we want it to happen. And whether you believe it's the universe or the timing, whatever you believe that thing is, sometimes it happens when the time is right. And maybe it took me to this point to really meet her because I'm at a better point to have that conversation, explain what I'm doing. Now I have this, you know, Wall Street Journal #1 and USA Today bestselling author. That's something that certainly has more credibility for them than if it wasn't. So I think that would be my important takeaway, is that we all get frustrated and we see what seem to be dead ends. But if you keep plugging away, I think it can come together. Now, I haven't heard from her. Of course, it's going to take some time. But I also have the email, she exchanged information with me, gave me hers, the person who is in charge of the whole conference. So if I don't hear from this woman in a couple of weeks, I'll reach out to her and ask her to connect me.
You should still reach out and seek out connection to the lady who's running the whole thing.
Oh, I did. Oh, she gave me I wrote her an email first thing this morning.
Oh, fantastic.
Her and the man that I was sitting next to that gave me his email address.
Great. Yeah, it's those kinds of contacts that are just going to be outstanding, because you can invite him on your podcast to speak about his experience as a board chair.
Well, not only that, he gave me a sheet about something, and this is what I wrote to him this morning. If he would like to come on my podcast and talk about it, or if there's another representative that would like to, I'm sure this would be information that a lot of people don't know and would be interested in hearing. So this is that last year, unbeknownst to anyone or in consultation with anyone, New York State decided to remove the, stipend, or you could call it, that they were paying for retirees for Medigap insurance. They just arbitrarily removed it. They were obviously looking at a budget item line, and they arbitrarily removed it so that now people who are retirees, many of whom are on fixed incomes, now had to go from paying zero to getting quality medical care to $191 a month, in addition probably to their Medicare and Medicare Part B.
Wow, that's bullshit.
So they're suing, oh yes, it's the state. They're suing the state of New York. So I'm sure that's something he would love to come and talk about. I certainly would love to provide that information for people.
When it comes to them suing the state of New York, do you know anybody that's on their legal team?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a possibility I could find somebody, but I mean, one of the person who's in charge of this, by the way, which I thought comes from the United Nations. The person who is in charge of this, I thought was really phenomenal. Wait, is it New York State or New York City that they're suing? Let me just, I want to say this correctly. Where does it say they're suing? No, it's a city, I'm sorry. Forgive me, it's a city. But here's who's the secretariat of this. It's the International Network for the Profession of Elder Abuse. And they consider this elder abuse. And the person in charge of it is this, her name is, what's her name? Her name is not listed here right in front of my nose, but where she is from is the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Health Systems at the University College of Dublin in Dublin, Ireland.
So that would be a person that we need to reach out to for Mike's problems also. So
Oh, her name is Amanda Phelan, Phelan. The treasurer is from the United States.
but the stuff that Mike's got going on against the state of Pennsylvania for his care system abuse that he's had to suffer, and the extortion that they're currently putting him through, this is a multi-state issue of care abuse at the state level that they're inflicting upon patients with medical cards and things like that. So
That's true. I don't know. This is particularly for elder abuse. So I don't know. I mean, you could try, but I don't know if it would fall in that category. They really are very much centered on elders, older persons, anything that has to do with it. The conference was phenomenal. I mean, they had delegates from around the world. We think that most countries are more advanced in terms of how they treat older people. I think it's mostly Asian cultures. The woman from the delegate from Africa explained that in is it Namibia? There are a couple of countries actually. They will be sending a recording. It went so fast, to be perfectly honest, that they are lynching women with dementia as witches because they don't understand. If you don't know, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So to them, these people are witches and they lynch them.
all the more reason we need to have established protections worldwide for people who do practice witchcraft so that innocent people also don't get the shaft. So if
Right.
they stop killing the wise people, if they stop killing the alternate people, if they stop killing these people, the world would improve vastly. So
Absolutely.
it's like, this is all the more reason why, like, there's so many atrocities against women and people that are different or that live differently or have mental divergencies. Like, there was some lady who got beat to death because she had a little bit of hair showing outside of her head covering.
Oh yes, in Iran.
Guru was talking about it yesterday. He went live and did a thing on it, and it's like, well, shit, morality police are terrible. That stuff needs to stop on a national level, like on an international level. Like, no, just absolutely not.
Right. Well, obviously, in those countries where they've adopted or it's been imposed on them, this law, these religious laws from these fanatics who want to take everything back to the Dark Ages. What is that about? That's about power.
No.
It's about manly power. I mean, it's not necessary. I don't think it's really rooted in the religion so much as the religion is an excuse for them to usurp their power over everyone else. I'm just saying, that's just my 2 cents worth.
And I agree very much. It's like, that's one of the things that you and I come to understand quite often is, you have to be careful how you word things, but the discussions that we've had relating to spiritual abuse, religious abuse, what have you, that people have to undergo when they go into these care facilities that isn't normally talked about, isn't normally touched upon, isn't normally available for people to understand. Like, you go into those places, you're no longer who you were when you go in. You have to become somebody entirely new. And
Well, that's an interesting thing that you said that, because come to think about it, I didn't hear from that guy. I don't know if he'll answer me actually. His name is Barry Berman. And he built something called the Leonard Florence Center for Living. And the reason he built it, so it's a type of nursing home, but it's based on Bill Thomas's greenhouse model. And it's the first urban greenhouse in the country. And the reason he built it, it's very interesting how you just said that, is because his mother had had a stroke and he was an administrator of a nursing home called Chelsea Jewish Nursing Home. And he thought it was a pretty good nursing home until his mother moved in. And 2 or 3 days later, he couldn't believe what became of her. He just couldn't believe it. And he realized that this is not a place where people can really live and thrive and get better. So he raised however many millions he did and built something called the Leonard Florence Center for Living, which I said is the first urban greenhouse, and it's based on Bill Thomas's greenhouse model. And I have gone to see the Leonard Florence Center of Living, and it is indeed, I could live there. It is phenomenal. And then he raised an additional $13 million and went back and transformed that original nursing home as much as possible, because there are certain design aspects that unless the whole place was torn down, he wouldn't be able to do it, as much as possible to resemble a greenhouse type environment. And indeed, it's phenomenal. So it's possible, but it's just what you say, when you go into these environments, you almost have to become a different person.
Well, when we talk about, the country and its religion and stuff, I've come to find out that those who win wars write the history, which doesn't make it true or correct.
Correct.
And that's why
That's true.
we have today. That's why the society looks down on women and think that men are highly, acclaimed, when that is not true. If you look back in the true history of things, women were held highly, they were held higher than men. And that's what they don't want people to know.
Right.
Oh, we need to change the SEO on when you sent that link. Let's go back to
I
edit
just saw that. That's why I tried it, to tell you the truth.
go to the edit page,
Where's my edit page?
big yellow button.
Oh, hello, edit page. I'm looking every place else. Edit page.
It's over there in the top bar when this page loads up. It's settings up at the
Yep.
top.
Settings.
Left.
Yep.
No, top left.
Oh, the left side one. Oh, settings. Okay, SEO.
Yeah.
And now we have to change it to
You change the metadata there, and then you got to change the social image.
so family, what was it? Caregiving basics, right?
Yeah.
And then the image, social image. So we're going to change it to the course.
It didn't take.
You didn't get it clicked.
Probably click it once instead of twice.
I did click it once. I swear to God. Listen, I got the one with the book covers to save. So obviously I did something right at some point, right?
Right. No.
Nope. Shoot, wait, let me try it again. Maybe I should click it twice. Gee willikers. So annoying. Okay, so here's the thing. It's highlighted up here.
So if it's highlighted there, just hit add image.
I did that. I know you don't believe me.
I don't understand. Russell, what'd you do? What did you do?
You saw me, listen, you saw me do the one with the books. So
Yeah.
clearly I can do it.
It's like when you hover over it, it goes up there, but then when you move it, it
Right. So why
It's
is
running
that?
away from your mouse. It doesn't like the image. Get a different image. Use a different image.
But you were able to do it.
there you go. Oh, no. There you go.
Wait, what about if I try and
Up.
drag? No.
Why don't you move it somewhere else in your stack? Like move it over by overdue or something. Would that work?
No, it's not letting me move. But you were able to do it, so that's what's bizarre.
I don't know.
But look, the books were over here, and I clearly did that one,
Yeah, the books are over there in the top left.
and it worked.
Yeah, but it's this thing that keeps bouncing back and forth, like.
But you did it.
hit
There it
enter.
is.
No,
As soon
That's
as I move my mouse, it goes, well, what if I move that away?
no,
Nope,
no.
can't move anything. Gee, willikers, come on. Okay, wait, what if why is this this one's highlight? We don't want that. Why? Come on.
All right, where's the button?
Jesus. Oh, Jesus, come on. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. If you do this, I'm going to scream. But I did the book one.
You did do the book one. You did do the book one.
So I know I can do it.
Oh, right. Oh, totally. But see, this is where ClickFunnels
Is a pain in the neck.
has issues. Son of a.
Sean, I agree. This is absurd.
All right, you come here. We're gonna reload you. It's the green button reloads, right?
No, I mean, I used the circular image in the what happened here?
We're gonna reload the page. We're gonna try to show
Okay.
because. All right. Settings, SEO. Come here, you. We're gonna change you. We're gonna change you. Nope, don't touch anything. Don't,
Oh, sorry.
nothing.
No.
Son of a bitch. What the shit?
Try now. It's not. Oops.
Back down.
Ah. So if we get this over there. Image?
Tricky little bugger, ain't it?
Yeah, right. So let's.
So I'm glad, in a way. So now this one came up. So that's so bizarre.
It is something screwy with that image. I wonder if I don't know
But
why.
but how about this? How about if we go up, you go up and you copy it from there, from where you put it before. No, go to the page
Yeah, I'm trying.
and copy the image here. Won't let you copy it.
I want to select it. Let me select all.
No,
When you can't do it one way, find another way. Over,
correct.
under, around, and through. That's what we have to do. Delete this shit. No.
Did you hit paste?
Nope, I'm hitting delete. I'm trying to run the delete button.
Oh,
All right, now I'm hitting paste.
no. Oh, yes. Yes, it says free caregiving title slide. But the book one is still there.
Right, because it didn't save the
Oh,
title.
no. No, that's where that belongs. No, that one where that belongs, the book title.
It's not letting me.
This is the most bizarre. Where are we putting this again?
It's the
Just the
SEO
metadata.
at the top.
So it says the social image is there.
The page. Copy the page. Exit the page. All right, let's see. Let's see if this does anything useful. There you go, Phyllis. You can copy and send that to yourself.
What am I copying?
The address bar in the top, you're gonna text that message over.
Oh, yeah. No, there's something, this stupid thing is covering it. Now I got it. Okay, let's try it. Okay.
So one of the things that you've said in your entrepreneurial journeys to me privately is also part of some of the stuff when you've worked with people like at the Secret Knock events.
Right.
Well, that's better, but it's missing an image.
Right. But let's see, this is loading over here. No,
Is it maybe not the right pixel size?
Yeah, it could be.
but it worked over there.
Yeah, but that'll auto-populate stuff. The SEO data is
Oh, yeah, I know, I understand.
so it might be that it's an image that's too big. You could put the PA Associates there.
I could do that. Let's go there. Let's
So
Oh,
you're gonna go to edit page.
edit page, right?
Go to your settings.
Right, settings, okay. And let me just move you away here. And now we can take this away. Caregiving basics, what am I gonna call this? Okay, family caregiving course. And then where, oh, we said caregiving basics, image. Well, let's try this.
Hey, that worked.
No, wrong one.
But that one worked.
Yeah, but I don't want, oh, no, we want this one, sorry.
There you go.
Okay, so we'll just leave that for
There.
now.
Boom.
We'll leave that for now.
Okay. That's not gonna be the link that works. You have to go back to get out of that
Right,
page. And let's try that one again.
Yep.
So what would you say for people that need to go to those kinds of things? Because there's a lot of issues with working in just one platform, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do business in Facebook, or all I want to do is just in Facebook. And the thing about the journey, right, is that it happens both online and offline. Like
right,
we went to the birthday party, we went to the Secret Knock event that one day. When you were here, you know, you went every day.
right,
It was like the after party at the beach event when we
right,
made contact.
right. And so I think, I've told many people about these events. And so you know me since before I started going to these events, right?
Yeah.
And I would say from where I was when I went to the first event to where I am now, which is just about a year later, is just extraordinary. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, I would say so.
Right.
I
So
would-
I think part of it is, interesting. I text David Corbin yesterday, who is my mentor and the publisher of the main author in the book, the WTF book, and told him about the United Nations and the gal from AARP. And his response to me was, well, you're not shy, but you're a connector. And I think that that's important. It's not only for connecting other people, but think of connecting yourself. And you know, when I've emailed or text Greg Reed and thanked him for everything where I am now compared to where I was, and he said, "But you took action." So it depends on the person, right? If you're going to take, I think, is it is it Tony that says inspired action, or Pedro, or somebody? It's about taking inspired action. It's, are you going to take action? But not, think beyond yourself, because when I think of part of why I've gained, I think, a lot of respect from these people is because if I think something is great, I'm going to refer people to them, whether I think anything is going to come of it for me or not.
Right.
And so they see me as bringing tremendous value, even though I didn't set out to bring value. I did it because I believed in it and I thought it was great. And so I wanted to connect people with them. And it would help people on both ends of the equation. So I think that has a lot to do with your own credibility and advancing yourself. What are you willing to really do for other people in terms of making connections? You're great at making connections, and I think that plays an important role in being an entrepreneur.
It really does. You know, it's like the thing that I remember most about that birthday party is because I'm sitting off to the side trying to stay out of the way, smoke my joint, you know, have a moment. Well, I was smoking a cigarette, and this one's like, well, it is a party, so he hands me a joint, and he and I start smoking, and we started chatting, and that's how I found out about that one fella who you had lunch with that day. It's like,
Right.
I knew his background before you knew his background, and I'm like, go have lunch with these people, and I didn't tell you why. And then afterwards, when we had that minute, and it was like, okay, well, this is why you need to know these people. Go talk to them again, and now this time do it, you know, with purpose.
Right.
It's eliciting that what's behind the scenes. Who are they really, you know?
Right.
And finding that out. You can't do that in an elevator pitch. You can't do that trying to be these routine scripted things. You have to be personable. You have to be human. You have to be, you know, I'm not saying that people that use this stuff that I teach, right? Yeah, they can, if they're already in business and they have the money to throw at the systems, great, they can implement it. But for people like you that don't have the money and the teams and the resources, you have to rely on this organic approach of development. It's who you know, and how you know them, and why you're going to interact with them, and why they need to listen to you, so that what you're doing with them in person there, you can then do online outside of them, so that they have a reason to play with you in this event over there where they're not yet. You have to be both the connector, but you also have to be seeking opportunities to connect them to along the way. It's like, I didn't try to, you know, I wasn't aiming to do what I did with the big guys. It's like, here, convert. I need to learn. You convert your shit better. Like, that's the way it is. Like, that's how these conversations got started with them. And it's trying to find, where do I fail as the individual? Right? Where is my mindset lacking? Where are my systems lacking? And then why do I need to listen to them for their support?
Right.
You know, it's when it comes time for all these people showing off their 2 Comic Club awards and their what have you, it's like, great. I love you for that. I'm glad that you were able to serve that amount of people. But what are you doing in the day-to-day? Right? What's the journey of the day-to-day? It's like, you hit me up all hours of the day. My marketing guys hit me up all hours of the day. Mike, all hours of the day. Daniel, all hours of the day. Like, it is a 24-hour lifestyle that you lead when you start coaching and mentoring. Like, your normal conventional, like 9 to 5 shit, like, forget that crap now. Like, that is gone.
Correct.
Because you have to help people where they are when they are.
Right.
And so when coaches and stuff like that are trying to see fees, or they see these prices that are out there, and it's like, a lot of the times they don't understand what goes into it. They don't understand that this becomes a lifestyle, and it becomes interwoven inexorably into what you're doing, needs to be paired in tandem with what I'm doing, so that it uplifts more people than just what I'm serving or you're serving. There has to be something else on the table.
Right. And I just want to say something else without going into the specifics. So when you talk about people hitting you up all times of the day or night, it's about relationships. Now, it depends on the relationship with that person, because some are more business relationships that where those communications are within certain hours. But then there are the relationships you build that are outside of those, right? So here's an example, and everybody's different. So I know someone that I was working with for quite some time. He's very strict in he's 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can't text him, you can't email him, he's not answering you. He's very much that guy. He's a great in terms of the value he can give you, but that's his thing. He's actually an accountant by profession. He's very much that guy. Now, here's somebody else I worked with before him. I no longer work with him. It's been years since I've worked with him. And I could text him and ask him a question. He'll always answer me. He might say, I'm traveling, I'll get back to you tomorrow or later, will soon or whatever, but he always responds. So now here's the thing. And then he could text me. He's asked me questions. Can you introduce me to somebody? I have a client who's looking for XYZ, right? So it's reciprocal.
Right.
So now here's this situation with somebody I started to work with. And then I realized that this would not work for me because he was also that person. You could have like 5 phone calls a year for 30 minutes and 1 5-hour day a year and 6 emergency calls for 3 minutes. And like, that's it. You can't reach the guy any other time. And I'm like, wait, that's not for me. So now here's this other person. And I got a text last night, and it has nothing to do with the work we've done together, but he knows my area of expertise and asked me for some professional help in a particular area. And then I told you, and then you actually added some information to what I gave him. What I'm saying is that you never know how those relationships will, what course they'll take, what road they'll take. And I'm sure what I offered him, which he texted me this morning, he's a little better, will add to the relationship that we have and take it probably to another level because of something that who would have ever expected. He would have texted me that last night out of the clear blue sky.
Right. And that was an issue that you had already previously warned him over. So it's like, did I say what I said? Did I mean what I said? And did you listen? No, now you're listening. Good.
That's a separate story, but nevertheless,
no, it's not the separate story. It is the same story, and this is how it evolves. This is how those relationships evolve. Because you provided insight when you were available to them to provide the insight when you had them.
Right.
This is a lead magnet into your services that he had to seek you out for.
Right. Down the road, which he never would have, indeed, because he poo-pooed what I was telling him initially. It was for his health and well-being, doesn't matter what it is. Right. And he poo-pooed it initially. And then I continued telling him how important it was for him to pursue it, which he finally did. But now I was there in early August. So now this is months later, right? And if it was me with that situation and I don't go to doctors, I would have pursued it much more in a much more expeditious fashion in a far different time frame. And now here it is months later, and he's experiencing something that's probably related to what I told him to check out to begin with.
Right. And
but here's the payoff that I'm sure he's going to tell other people about my expertise.
Yep. It's just too bad it has to come because the event had to happen to them before when they could have pre-planned.
So that's part of my whole conscious aging life management, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That is really part of it. That if you take the steps beforehand, the likelihood of you being in that situation is certainly far less.
Right.
That's the whole premise, right?
Right.
To adopt strategies and well-being. Now, his particular issue is something that's physiologic in nature, so he wouldn't have probably known that. But nevertheless, like I said, like you said, if he took action when I told him, he probably wouldn't be in this situation 3 months down the road.
Right.
To me.
And this becomes, again, like herding cats. And I go back
Correct.
to the beginning statement that I began this day with, is teaching entrepreneurs to do shit to entrepreneur is a pain in the ass. Because you're dealing with people's egos, is because this guy's a powerhouse in his own right, but God forbid he listens to somebody else.
Right, right. Because I'm sure he never would have thought that, actually. That's actually a great way of putting it. You know, he is a powerhouse and he's the one who gives the advice. He's the mentor's mentor,
Right.
but probably never thought that he'd be seeking out that kind of advice.
Right. And when it comes to aging and life management and all of the things, what the fuck is keeping people from listening to you?
Listen, I'm going to give you an example. I was talking with a friend earlier today, who never met this person, but, you know, has heard me talk about them quite a bit. You actually finally met him, but, you know, she has never been anywhere around any of these people.
Okay.
And so I told her this situation because she's kind of in my space a little bit, but not in my area of specialty. And so this morning I asked her, so what would you, now she knows I'm about health and wellness, and I give her many suggestions about things, many of which she does not take, but that's her choice, right?
Right.
And she has a number of ailments and issues, but okay, still your choice. So I asked her this morning, well, if you had that situation, what would you do? What remedy would you take?
Right.
And her response was she'd go to the pharmacy and get XYZ, you know, over the counter medication. And I said, well, why would you reach for that first and put chemicals into your body when there are other solutions that you could probably use so that you wouldn't have to put more chemicals into your body?
Right. And
And the answer was, because I'd done it before and it worked. Okay. Nothing else to say.
the as my camera freaks the fuck out. So the lost book of herbal remedies, right?
Oh, I love that.
This is where I sent you that information from, and I got the name of this
Right.
book from Mike.
Oh, cool.
So the information that we sent that to that guy, right, came from a resource that comes from Mike.
Well, there you go. See, there you go. And I sent him, by the way, 6 or 7 things,
Okay.
one of which is a strategy that I know from my profession. But I did send him that one as well at the end. And so, yeah, I sent him like six suggestions, some of which, by the way, I was surprised because I would think that most people know them. Like if you stand in a steamy shower, it might loosen, you know, things in your body, or drink hot liquids. I mean, to me, those are common sense, but maybe it's because I know them and do them and other people don't. So it's not common sense to them. I don't know.
Yeah, a good steam shower just loosens all the crap in your chest up so you
Correct.
get it out. Like when I had pneumonia and I didn't get a chance to get to the doctors because I didn't have insurance at the time, like I was fucked up for like a month and a half. And it was like every day I was in that shower for like 20, 30 minutes to just like decongest. And it just helped.
You know, they do that with children who have cystic fibrosis also.
I did not know that.
And they do that, and they do, it's something, it's called cupping, or you could do
Cupping is
chest
fantastic.
PT or cupping, right. But yeah, so I don't know why, like, most people wouldn't know that anyway, or there's the old adage, the old remedy of, you know, boiling water and just putting your head over to inhale the steam and put a towel over your head. I mean, I just thought everybody knew those things.
But
it's not.
And if you throw in some camphor or something like that into or eucalyptus.
You could put in eucalyptus.
And that'll decongest you. It's like early stage Vicks, like that.
Oh, Vicks, I told him of it. So my mother, when I was little, there was Vicks Vapor Rub,
Oh, yeah.
And she used to rub it on my chest. And then we had this humidifier, but it's not like humidifiers now. I remember what it looked like, right? And she used to put the humidifier in the room, right? And rub Vicks on my chest.
Yep. There's also, you can put Vicks on your feet too. So when you go to bed at night, you put Vicks on your chest, but you also put Vicks on your feet and put socks on, and it does the whole body. It's like it's
It's a
really
menthol kind of thing. Absolutely. Well, that's how that would be similar to eucalyptus, which has a menthol kind of aroma.
But that's without having to put chemicals in your body. You just put some on your body, and you're not having to fuck with your liver.
So why would somebody just go over the counter and, like, in this day and age, why would you just reach for something? Look, I have another friend, that she's about 10 years my senior, and I know her since I'm 18. She has all kinds of ailments, you name it. Excuse me, she has them, and she's taking a gazillion medications, like, oh my God. And so when I was up there visiting her a few weeks ago, I said, gee, have you ever tried any natural things? And her answer to me was, now she knows me a long time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you like all that natural stuff. Like, I don't get it. Like, I had a friend, I have a friend, and years ago she had cancer like 3 different times. I brought her all different things, all different remedies to try. I didn't say she should, not have her chemo and not, use certain prescriptive that were prescribed by her doctor, but there were other things during the interim periods that I thought she could do to help herself and her system and shore her system up and her immune system. She said, you do all that natural stuff. I said, okay. I frankly don't get that. Like, in this day and age, everything we know about chemicals, why would you want to put more chemicals into your body, especially if you already have them in your body? Why wouldn't you try and do something to minimize that? Because the chemicals cannot be helping your body.
When talking about Vicks, also, if you have a stuffed up nose, you can put a little bit of Vicks under your nostrils.
Yep.
Help one leave that.
Used to do that when I was a kid. Right at the edge of, first of all, when our nose was really congested, we used to put it in our nostrils, but then you could also just put it at the edge of your nostrils because the menthol, right, it helps clear your sinuses.
But that's also good for, like, I remember going skiing and having to use the Vicks on my nose when I'm out there on the ski slopes, or when I'm out in like the cold blizzards and shit. It keeps
it keeps your airways open.
Yeah.
It expands them.
So it's like,
because the cold actually would constrict them. So you want to expand them, so you bring in more oxygen.
it's really fun. In like hoodoo and some forms of root work and stuff, they'll actually take the bottle of Vicks and they'll bless it. So then they'll make like the sign of the cross on the individual or whoever it is, and it'll like spiritual cleansing, because that eucalyptus brings in fresh energy. The camper runs off spirit. Like, it has a whole bunch of like hoodoo remedy as well as physical remedy. It's a really cool product. Like, what's in your witch bag? Vicks.
Cool. I love it.
It's not an
love
advertisement for Vicks, by the way. We're not getting paid by them.
No, we're not. Unfortunately, maybe we should. I don't know.
Right? I mean, we could, like, that could be an extra supplemental product that we sell through the website. Like, everybody get your Vicks.
Right. Or actually, if you tweak a formula by 3%, did you know then that becomes, you can have that formula if you tweak it by 3%. So you could tweak it by 3% and it could become proprietary, and then you could do that.
All right, well, I know what we're gonna cook.
Add 3% lemon balm to it, and there you go. Bam.
What was that?
There you go. I love it. Wait a minute. You can, listen, I have to be part of this deal. One thing I have learned in the process of what I'm doing is that I've given people so many ideas and they've gone on and done them, right? So now I have to be part of this because I just said this, right? So I have to have I have to get something, right?
Right, and you got to be the guy that connects us to the supplement maker who I introduced you
Right,
to. We get him to make it for us because he's got the lab.
That would be phenomenal. He's a great guy. I'm in touch with him. Yeah, that would be a great thing.
Yeah,
That
so
would be
let's
a
talk to him
great
about
thing.
that, because what Mike said about adding that extra product, right? That's that product that I told you to tell him about last night.
Right.
And lemon balm is so useful in
That
many
was in
things.
the book that Mike told you about. Oh my God, you can't make it up, right?
Nope.
can't
That's
make
it's
that.
that divine timing. It all comes out.
Right. So what were you going to say, Mike? I didn't mean to interrupt you. You said the interesting thing about lemon balm.
Oh, is you can use it for so many things. It's like, as far as like ailments and stuff, lemon balm is one of the go-to things for a lot, like headaches and muscle spasms, all kinds of things.
You know, I think that might be my wellness tip for tomorrow. You know, lemon balm, eucalyptus, menthol products, if you're having, and the reason I'm doing it is because I have a friend who was experiencing some chest congestion, and we were talking about what are the wellness things you could do rather than reaching for something on the shelf. So here are things that you can incorporate into your life on a daily basis to keep your lungs clear, to keep your passages open, to take in more oxygen. Oh, that's a great wellness tip for tomorrow.
Yeah. See, one, and it saves time. Conversation
Correct.
becomes content. Content becomes service.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this. That is going to be my Wellness Wednesday tip.
That is
Awesome.
fantastic. Well, to everybody that's watching,
And I'm going to add to it that how this all came about in terms of this lemon balm, right, which I didn't know about, is through my friend who got a book from his friend years ago. And I happened to text him about my friend who was experiencing a symptom. And look how this all came together. So the same way this is how I'm going to tie it all up or bring it all together. The same way your passages need to be open, it's a good thing if you can be open to new ideas, to new ways of doing things for your health and well-being. Because if you're open, that will enhance your health and well-being. It will enhance it mentally, it will enhance it emotionally, it will enhance it physically. Oh, I love that. Isn't that great how I just wrapped that up?
absolutely, absolutely fabulous, Phyllis. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank
Glad we
you.
got your funnel done. Like, this was a really good challenge day. Like, it got shit done. We got to talk about stuff. We got to reinforce everything that we're doing in our external lives plays a direct part with what we do in our business lives. Like, this shit is
Absolutely.
interwoven so inexorably with divine timing, synchronicity, things that we could not otherwise do ourselves. You cannot plan for sitting next to these people. You cannot plan for the opportunities that you have otherwise engaged. They're just there.
And you know, I just want to add something about something I said at the end, because you know that's a great way to wrap it up. But when I said that, wow, that was a great idea that I just said, I think that this journey has gotten me to that place, because Brian, you know me for a while. That's not something I would have said a while ago.
No,
So I think all of the things, the successes you have, everything that you're doing leads to your improved confidence, your improved self-esteem, which is also part of your well-being.
very much so. Very much so. Thank you for your time today, Phyllis. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
I
Nice
appreciate
talking to you.
it.